Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Come on in. We are going to do a Father's Day project today. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. I'm doing a tribute to them today. And anyway, I'm going to be working with an essential stencil. And we're going to do some paint and let's see what else. And we're going to work with some canvas boards. So come on in. Let me get my canvas whoops. What I got going over here. I'm going to get my canvas open and away we go. So I'm going to be working with 2 canvas panels. This is a Soho canvas panel. One is a 12 by 12 inch and the other is a 6 by 6 inch. And let me see, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. I know that I want to put on here Fixer of All Things. And then I also want to use this diamond pattern that kind of looks like, you know, the stuff that on the back of the trucks of men's trucks, mostly men's. And anyway, and then I'm going to also work with a 12 by 12 inch canvas panel. So let me get these open. And we're going to, the background of the 12 inch is going to be in the diamond pattern. I haven't decided, maybe something kind of rustic for the other one. We will see. I want to save this. Maybe. There we go. So how's everybody's day been? It's been kind of slow over here because we normally have our house church on, we normally have our house church on Sundays, but this week we had it yesterday. So it seems kind of like Monday to me. But anyway, my husband is with his mom at her house, and so I've talked to him on the phone, but have not seen him today. Probably won't because he's over an hour away from us. So I'm trying to get this off of here and it doesn't want to cooperate. So I've got a plan B. I'm going to just put this off to the side and I'll deal with it later. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint this background in the color Fluff. I'm going to use a Dixie Belle paint. This is a chalk mineral paint. This poor lid is almost shut, y'all. All right, let me get that out. So I'm going to be working with 2 things. I'm going to be working with chalk mineral paint, and then I'm also going to be working with acrylics. So let me get the little crumbs of that paint. I'm going to move this off to the side. Y'all, I'm still loving my new desk. It is amazing. All right, here we go. I'm going to just put a light background on this. Let's see what we got. I'm going to put a little bit of water. And I'm just going to put a light background. I need to make sure that I have the 12 by 12 inches going in the right direction because I have a tendency to put it upside down. Now this is a slight ivory color, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this color here, and then I want to do like a really kind of like a faint gray on to make it look like I don't know what it's called. Y'all know what it's called? The truck, you know, the truck toolboxes that a lot of guys have on the back of their trucks. I think it's made out of stainless steel, real heavy duty. It's where they put all their tools. All right, here we go. We're going to get this in here. I want to get this background on here. And then we are going to stencil on top of it. And I thought what I would do is instead of taking this all the way to the end, that I would tape it off and, all right, need a little bit of water on here just to move the paint around. One of the nice things about working with chalk mineral paint is the fact that you can spray it and you can move the paint around a whole lot very easy. And if it starts feeling like the brush is sticking to your surface, just put a little bit of water on it and it'll move it around. And I'm not putting a heavy coat on this, just enough to give this a little bit off-white, a little bit of an off-white color. All right, here we go. Looks like this is gonna be, I'm gonna go ahead and do the sides so that they're all the same. Anytime you're working with white, hey Kathy, anytime you're working with white, even though your surface is white, you always want, it's a good, well, you don't have to, but it's a good idea to, whatever white you're going to be working with, to make that the same color as your background. And then that way, if you end up making a mistake and you need to go over that, you'll have the same color. Now, if you use a lot of different, hey Kim, how are you? I'm going to do an essential stencil piece. We're going to use 2 different patterns, and we're going to do a Father's Day, what do I want to say, project with 2 different themes to it. All right, so let's dry this, and then I'll show you. We're going to go ahead and stencil on the diamond. What's it called? It's called diamond. I have to turn it over. Let's see what it's called. It comes with 2 pieces. Diamond plate is the name of it. And it has a small diamond plate and it has a large diamond plate. And I'm going to work with the large one. Thanks for sprinkling, Kathy. I appreciate that. And Kim, thank you. You are always so good about sharing things out. I really appreciate that too. All right, so I got a couple of holes here. I'm just going to fill those in. I'm not really too concerned about any patches that I didn't get because we are going to stencil over this. All right, so let me put this in my water. I think I'm done with this brush. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and I'm going to go ahead and this small 6x6 panel, we're going to paint this one also. I'm going to do them both in the same color. I don't know what I'm going to, don't have in my mind yet what I'm going to do for a background with this. I may do some dry brushing over it, but I'm going to go ahead and make this the same color as the background of the larger one. And then we have that done all in one swoop. And again, I'm going to go along the sides. So did y'all celebrate your fathers any special way today? Like I said, my husband is out of town with his mom. She is 94. And she's had a couple of setbacks, but other than that, she's doing pretty good. And the crazy thing is, she's always been able to get around better than I have. I've always had mobility issues, and she's always strong as a horse. Okay, so there is this one. And then what we're going to do with that is the 6-inch one is going to have Fixer of All Things. So how about your husbands or your fathers or, you know, any male who was influential in your life? There's so many different things you can do when it comes to celebrating fathers. Some like golf, some like to build things. Some like to go fishing. My dad was a big sports fan. My husband likes sports. My husband is the fixer of all things around here. And so this is kind of in tribute for my husband. All right, we're gonna dry this. Last year he was the grill master. This year he's the fixer of all things. I've really enjoyed this journey that I'm on with crafting because I've made lots and lots of gifts for family and friends, and it's just been a lot of fun. I've got enough, I have enough supplies at this point that I don't really need to go out and buy much of anything because I have a lot of supplies, y'all. Okay. All right, so we're going to take that, and then I think what I want to do is I want to put a border around this. So I'm going to take this tape, and we're going to tape it off, and then see if this is going. Let's see how this is going to be. Oh, I think that'll be good. Will that be good? That'll be good. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to just take and line this up with the edge. Yeah. And then we're going to turn this. Oh, I got to remember. I have to remember to make this so that it is the 12 by 12 is face up for the back of this. I'm very, very bad about putting the words on the back side of this upside down. I have done it more times than I want to admit, because I get thinking about my project and then completely forget the back. Well, if I'm not going to paint it, and I usually don't paint these canvas panels because, all right, I'm going to do this, because they don't typically, they have paper on the back of them, and if you paint them, it gets the paper wet, and then it buckles, and all kinds of stuff. All right, so I'm going to just kind of fold this back for now. I'll come back and get that. All right, so this is what we have. We just have this taped off. I have my 12 by 12 in the right direction, so I'm going to put that down. And now we're going to put this on top of it. And I'm going to just kind of line this up so that it kind of looks like it's centered and straight. I guess what I could do is I could move this over so that I can kind of tape it down. Maybe. I'm trying to see if I can balance this. That's looking pretty good. All right, I think I'm going to do it this way, y'all. This is off just a smidgen. All right, that looks good. Hang on. All right. I think that'll work. I'm just trying to make sure that all of the diamonds look like they're lined up along the side, and it looks like it is. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this. Oh, no, it moved on me. It shifted. Okay, and then I'm going to tape the other side too, just so that I can keep it in place. And then I want this to be a faint, really faint, move this out of the way for now, a really faint gray. So I'm going to take, and I wonder if I want to, all right, I've got a metallic here too. Let me see what this is. Oh, that looks more like, that doesn't look like a silver though. All right, hang on a minute. Let's see if I have it. It may be in the back of my house, which looks like it is. All right, so that's not going to happen. And let's see if I have what I have in here. I don't have any silver. I've got gold, no silver. Well, fiddlesticks. Oh, what's this? That's white. All right, so let me go over to, I love this new setup that I have, because now what I can do is I can just come over here, and I have another metallic, and I think I'm going to go with this one here. This is shimmer silver, and then I also have a disco that's in here. Let's see if I can find that. Whoops. Got lots of paste, y'all. Lots of different colors of paste. Right there. I think I'm gonna, oh, here it is. Here it is. Nope. Let's see what we got. Nope. That's purple. Hang on. That's a light gray. That's green. I might change my mind on what paint I'm gonna use. I think this is the one I want right down here. Of course, it's on the bottom. Just go. Okay, so let me get that one out. Get the shimmer silver out, the greige, and see what we got here. That's ink. That goes down in the bottom. All of these are going to go up here. Okay, so I think I have what I want. I thought I was going to use an acrylic, but I think this one is kind of dark. I think I'm going to go with the shimmer silver. We'll see what we got when I open this. All right, this is good. We're going to put some distilled water in here, and we're going to stir it up. Hey Lisa, how are you? We're going to stir this up so that we can get this moving, because I haven't used it in a while. And I think I'm going to use this straight on, y'all. I thought I was going to have to layer a flat and a disc and a metallic, but I think this shimmer silver is going to be perfect for the entire part of this. So let's do it. This is Chalk Couture's shimmer silver that I'm going to be working with. It's a water-based paste, and if you don't use it for a while, it gets kind of thick because the water in it can evaporate out of it over time. So you just want to make sure that you keep it hydrated using distilled water. All right, gonna just keep stirring this so that y'all can see how it's done. These little stir sticks, they're little plastic reusable stir sticks, and they come in handy. All right, I think this is going to be the color, y'all, because it doesn't have to be really opaque for this. All right, here we go. Almost there, almost there. I'm going to do 2 squirts this time. 2 stomps. Stomp to the left. Stomp to the right. All right, here we go. You want it to be nice and creamy. And you don't want to put too much in here, because if you put too much in here, then it'll be runny, and you don't want it to be runny. So that's why I'm putting a little bit at a time, and this is it. This is it. All right, so there is that. So I'm not going to use, I don't think I'm going to use the greige. I thought I was, but I'm changing my mind, and I'm not going to use the vanilla. And wipe my hands off. All right, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Let's see how this is going to do. And I'm going to use one of my favorite brushes. I like these. I like these brushes. These are the mini brushes and that Essential Stencil has. And I don't know. I just like them because they're nice and soft. They get into the crevices very, very easily. I don't need this paint anymore, so we're going to put that off to the side. And this is going to be where we're going to load our brush up, and then we're going to offload our brush onto a piece of cardboard, paper towel, paper plate, something, just so that it doesn't bleed underneath this. Oh my gosh, this is the right color, y'all. This is going to be perfect. And it doesn't have to be super filled in. Oh yes. Okay, I love it when I pick exactly the right thing that's in my head. And that's exactly what I have. All right, we load and then we offload. Wow. How this is going to be gorgeous. Maybe a little bit too metallic. Maybe it might be too metallic-y for the dads, but here we are, right? And I'm going to just completely go over this, and then just reload my brush. It doesn't take much. You just put a little teeny tiny bit. Hey Pat, how are ya? I'm doing another mix of Essential Stencil with Chalk Couture. I'm using the diamond, what is it called? Diamond plate pattern with Essential Stencil. And then I'm using Chalk Couture's Shimmer Silver. So it gives it's gonna make it look like it's stainless steel. I hope, that's the plan. And then the base coat is with the color Fluff. So, all right, here we go, y'all. I'm gonna put some on there, wipe it on the edge, offload, and then we are going to just keep filling this in. Doing a Father's Day project. The other stencil that I'm gonna be using is Fixer of All Things, and I'm going to put that on a 6x6 canvas panel, and then we're going to kind of put that in the middle. I don't know what I'm going to do with the border yet. I haven't decided how I'm going to do the actual edges. I did tape it off. Okay. Now, this is a repeating pattern. One of the reasons why I decided to tape it off was because I didn't want to have to spend the extra time to do the repeat on this. So I thought, well, I'll just give it a different border. We'll see how it goes. And I may take a thin piece of tape along the edge and do something so that it looks like it's framed. Just like we did with the car. Remember when we worked with the car? Let me show y'all. It's right here behind me. Remember how we taped this off and we have painted this black border? I'm thinking about doing something with that. Not quite sure how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna wait until I see how it's all put together, and then I'll make up my mind. All right, let me move this over just a little bit so that it's in the screen. I noticed when I went back to edit some of my films that I don't always have the project in the middle of my screen, and that's not good for y'all. But this is a shimmer, so it's going to have a glittery, shiny look to it. And what I'm after is the look with the truck toolboxes that are on the back of trucks. That's what I'm after We'll see what happens. Just kind of swirling one way clockwise and then turn around and swirling counterclockwise. And it's really not going to matter, I don't think, if I like miss some spots, because it's not like a word or anything. This is just going to be a background. So we'll see. So did y'all have a cookout or anything like that with your dads? Like I said, my husband's out of town with his mom, over an hour away, so I called him and wished him a happy Father's Day. It's been a tough time with her. She's 94 years old, and she's still just moving along. I mean, she is 94, but she gets along pretty well for someone who's 94. Up until a couple of months ago, she was still pretty much living by herself. My husband was back and forth to check on her, and but he's kind of there most of the time now, just in case she needs him. All right, here we go. Notice that I just barely dipped my brush in there, and you can't even see any paint on that. And then I'm going to take, and whatever little excess paint is there, I'm going to wipe it off. And it's kind of like a dry brush. Oh, I can't wait to lift this up, y'all. So if y'all were working with this pattern, what else other than, because the only thing I could think about is, like men's, what do you call it? Tools and their garage, the toolbox on the back of a truck, something to do with the grill. What would y'all use this pattern for? Give me some ideas. That's good. Just hanging out, enjoying each other's company, right? Good for you. Is it just you and your husband, or is your granddaughter over there today? Any of your children come by? Our older son is in California, so we don't see him but once, maybe twice a year if we're lucky. All right, here we go. It's looking good. Looking good, y'all. Load and offload. It's really pretty simple. This would be, these stencils are just so neat how you can take and just kind of make your ideas come to life for those of us that don't draw real well. I'm learning to paint, but I still would not consider myself someone who can draw. So I need all of the technology that's out there to help with pictures and things like that. Y'all, this is going to be so cool looking, I think. And I figured this was going to be too busy to put a pattern right flat on top of it. So that's why I went with a double canvas. Essential Stencil has some, I love their brushes. I especially love their mini brushes, the biggest of their mini brushes. Then something about they're soft, they're supple, and they get into the nooks and crannies really, really easily. All right. I think I'm glad I taped this off because it saved me just a little bit of we? Oh, that'll be good for you. She's a cutie pie. Y'all are blessed to be able to spend that kind of time together. And she's blessed to have you speaking into her life on a regular basis. Do you do any crafts with her, Pat? With Claire? I try to do projects that those of you who have grandchildren, I don't have any grandchildren, but those of you who have grandchildren can do some crafts with them. All right, I'm almost done. I'm up here on the back side of this. And like I said, this is such a busy pattern that I don't think if I miss like a little corner or something like that, it's really gonna matter. But I'm gonna go over this just in case. Okay, y'all, here we go. Let's lift it up and see what we have. One more douse of paint. Think truck bed. You got to think truck bed when I reveal this. All right, it's looking good. All right, let's see what we got. You ready? Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Pat. All right, here we go, y'all. I'm going to untape this side over here. And then I'm going to, oh, it's kind of bright in here. All right, and then we're going to lift this up. Oh, yeah. I like it. I like it. I like it. I probably could have gone with just a light. Oh, look at that. Let's see if I can get, let me see if I turn this light on, what happens. Yeah, is that better? Nope, that's worse. There we go. Oh, I love it. Okay, and it's a metallic. All right, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to put my brush in the water, and I'm going to close up my silver here for now. If I need it, I can come back to it. Y'all, I'm telling you, having this new setup has made a world of difference in my crafting. It really, it's just like being able to put my hands on everything. You can see it shining. You know what? It's going to dry pretty fast. All right, let me take a quick drink of water. Okay. All right, let's bring this guy over here. And what did I do? Here is the, put that down there. All right, so we're going to have this, and we're going to put this on top. All right, let me think how I want to do this. I could do this part in silver. I could do the handle in brown. It seems like it should be silver because, I mean, all these tools are silver. That's going to be a lot of silver, though. What if, ooh, okay, let me think here. Oh, I'm thinking I need to incorporate some black in here. What if, all right, let me try this. I don't know if this is the right thing to do or not, but I'm going to give it a try. Hey, Jackie. I think the background, oh yeah. I think the background of this needs to be black. I definitely think it needs to be black. Okay, so I'm going to paint it black. I painted it white, but I'm changing my mind because we can do that. All right, where's the 6x6 is up this way. I'm going to paint this black. I think black, and I'm going to do a black. This is black. This is a gloss. Let's do a flat. So let's do a lamp black. I think that's what we need to do, y'all. All right, let me get another paintbrush. And then maybe what I'll do, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to take it as it comes because that's all I'm getting right now. I'm gonna put a little bit of black on here. We're going for black. And I'm just going to, don't you think it needs to be black? I think this needs to be black. And then we'll put silver on top of it. And I'll hope that the silver will come through. We will see. And then I will need to do the sides of this black. I have a gift that I'm making for a friend that I can't show y'all until I give it to her. But I can't wait. My nephew and I are making it together. And I can't wait to give it to her. We're almost finished with it. So we'll see. All right, here we go. All right, we're going to get the sides. Don't have to worry about the back because this is going to be glued down. Make sure I'm in the screen. So one of my concerns with the my new crafting arrangement was what the lighting was going to be like with the windows behind me. And so far I think it's okay. I was concerned with too much backlighting, and I don't think that we're having that problem. So. And if I do, I have a son who is a lighting specialist, so I can always ask him, what do I need to do? He'll probably tell me to put something behind me. But that's what he does, is he's a lighting specialist. We homeschooled our children, our boys, and they were in a... like an evangelical dance. It's called Hearts on Fire. And they danced and sang and shared the gospel. And when Mark was about 12, he said, I want to work with lights. And so the gal who headed everything up, she used to be a stage manager for for CBN. And so she got the lights and she said, have at it. She was really an amazing person. Still is. All right, so here we go. And she just gave him the lights and said, play with it however you want. And yeah, I think so. It's the right color, isn't it, Pat? I think that it was just too much white. Needed a little more darker. Anyway, that was the beginning of a whole lifetime of what he does now. So it was pretty neat. All right, here we go. We're going to dry this. I have all this space. It's like, y'all, I can't tell you how awesome it is. And then at the end, when I'm finished, I have a place for everything so I can put everything away. that there. Try and keep from burning my drawers. These IKEA drawers can't handle the heat of that. All right, so there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take Fixer of All Things and we're going to put that on here. I think silver. Should we do silver or should we? I think we should do silver, y'all. I think I should have not put my brush away. But I'll get another one. I'll get another one out. I think silver. I think this part of all right, silver and, all right, where did my board go? Let's bring this in here and see what we want to do. Silver. Do the nuts and bolts in silver. The wrench in silver. What color should we do Fixer of All Things? Remember that it's on black. Should we do it in white? Oh, good for you. Hi, Claire. How are you? All right, let me think about this a minute. I'm definitely going to tape this on here, so I know I need to tape it on here. So let me get some tape, or get my tape. Do we want red on here? Silver. All right. This is going to be silver, silver, silver. This is silver, this is silver. All right, let me get my little blocker out. All right, let me see what colors I have. Let me see what pops out to me. Oh, you know what? I think that I should do the handle in Nominee. Oh, that's going to be, that's not, no, that's not good. I've got a brown, but that's not going to show up. Maybe the greige. Maybe we'll do the greige. Is that going to match with that? Give me a minute, because I gotta think this through. These definitely need to be the metallic. What did I do with it? It's over here. Shimmer silver. That needs to be, this needs to be metallic. This really needs to be a brown, but I don't think brown's gonna show up on it. So I think I'm going to do everything in silver and then come back over maybe with a Nominee, because it's kind of a brownish color. All right, let's do this. Let's just get started and see what we get. All right, here we go. I'm going to go back into the silver because tools are that color, you know? They just are, right? It's not about that it's sparkly, that's the color of tools. This one was the one I stuck in the glue. It's not as don't stick your brushes in glue. I did the what do you call it, the foil adhesive. That was not smart. I never did. I'm gonna try. I've heard that Murphy's oil is supposed to help get things out, so I might try that. We'll see. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover up the words, and we're gonna do the hammer, and maybe I can like not do the whole thing. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. So that there's like some shading and shadowing in there. Leave some of the black coming up. Get the edges. All right, so I'm gonna do, cover that, cover that for now. All right, here we go, y'all. Let's see what this does. Just so that it's not quite so stark silver. Just kind of get the edges, because we can always go over it more. All right, I'm going to leave Fixer of all things, and I'm going to leave this down here. All right, let's do the other side of this. Make sure y'all are in here. Just kind of lightly going over this, but kind of getting the edges and leaving the center. Let's see what that is. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, this is going to be good, y'all. All right, then we're going to get the top of this regular screw. This is looking good on this. All right, let me peek at this and see what we got. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now I gotta figure out what I want to do with the handle of the hammer. I like this silver on this. This really pops. I don't know what color to do the letters in. Maybe white. Maybe I could do white. All right, let me see here. I'm going to get this just a little bit more. All right, let me look at this and see. Let's try the gold and see what happens. Let's just for kicks see what the gold is going to do. Come on. I intentionally popped the top of that because for whatever reason it breaks the seal and makes it so that it'll open. All right, I'm going to go gold on this to be more like a let's see, like a brown. See what that's going to do. I think I'm going to do gold and silver. And then we'll come in here, kind of blend that. Blend that gold and silver together for the handle. And if I have to, I can go over it in a brown, a flat brown. Let's see what we got. Okay, all right, let me turn and see what this looks like. Oh my gosh. All right, so I think I'm going to do all of that in silver, and I'm going to come back over. I'm going to get another brush, one that's, I haven't messed up with the adhesive paint, and I'm going to do, let's see which one of these is closer to the color. I'm going to do the vanilla, y'all. Actually, no. What did I do with my... Did I put it away? I thought I put it... That's cotton. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Fluff. I'm going to do the same color as the bottom. And I'm going to go with the fluff and see what happens. All right, I'm going to do the words in fluff, y'all. Here we go. Put this in here. way I know it's going to match. All right, here we go. If I don't like it, I can put another color over it. Won't be a problem. I almost put a sealant over this before I worked with this, but I thought, no, it'll be okay. But this is, I'm kind of getting a gray color with this because I didn't seal it. That's okay. If I would have sealed it, I would have gotten a color closer to what's on the bottom. That's okay. Gray will be good. Okay, just doesn't take much paint at all. You're going to load and then you're going to offload. Okay, bye Pat. Have fun. If I have to, I can come back and add more. I think I'm kind of liking this this gray, y'all. All right, do a little bit more. Load, and then we're going to offload. Almost done. Okay, just a couple more dips in the paint. Y'all, I've been watching these baby elephants on Facebook. I'm like obsessed with these baby elephants. They are so adorable. You should see them. They like to, I learned that they have like 40,000 muscles in their trunk. And so it takes them like 6 months to learn how to use their trunk. And they do this like helicoptering and, you know, playing with their trunk and everything. So it is so fun to watch them. And then when they go running, their ears go flapping all over the place. They are so adorable. All right, here we go. One more dip and we should be done. Okay, y'all, I think this is it. Let's see what we have. We're going to open it up. I'm kind of leaving this, the words a little bit light. Oh, I like it. I do. Got one little spot there. I'm not sure what that is. I feel like this, what's this called? A nut. I feel like that could be a little bit brighter, so I'm going to make it a little bit brighter. Come in here. Like that. I think this is going to be good. All right, let's look and see what we have. Oh, I like it. love it. Okay, all right, let me move this out of the way. Put my lids on everything. Oh my goodness. I'm looking to make sure that I don't need a second coat on this gold, and I don't think I do, because I don't want it to be really, really shiny. I just wanted it to be more like brown. All right, these are going to go away, and we're going to put, you know what? Let me get the silver out again. All right, so I'm going to take the silver, and I'm going to just dry brush the edges. Make sure I did that right side and the right side. I'll stick this in my water. Show you what I have here. Okay. All right, look at this. Oh, I love it. Okay. All right, so let me move this out of the way. And we're going to come in here with this silver, and we're going to go around the edges. Now, I could use a gilding wax, but this is the same color, and it'll be just fine. So we're going to load, and then we're going to offload, and then we're going to come in here, and we're going to do these edges. And if I press that down, I'll be able to get, all right, let's see, I'm going to go this way. I can get a little bit on the top side of this also. And then I'll get the sides. Oh, I'm liking this. All right, here we go. Hold this down. You know what I did before that. Just getting the sides of this, kind of framing it in there. All right, last side, get a little bit more on here. I'm going to go around the edge. We'll get this edge. Okay, all right, so this is what we have, y'all. Look at this. Can you see the metallic in it? Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, and I don't know. All right, so let me take, I'm gonna just kind of get as much of this off of here as I can. And I don't normally do like a lot of grunge stuff, but I'm gonna just grunge this up a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've got, I don't know if you can see, I added just a little bit. All right, so now we're going to take, now we're done with our brushes. I say that. Put them in our water. Get this out of the way. And let's go ahead and dry this. We'll put this paint away. Okay, put that away. Here we go. that. We're going to get all of these out of the way. Oh, it was so nice to be able to put things away, y'all. Get them out of the way. There we go. And we're going to put this out of the way. All right, now we're going to bring this guy in here. And we are going to take this tape off of here. See what we want to do. All right, I think we're going to have to put a black stripe around the outside of this, to be honest with you. I don't know how we're going to get away with not doing that. So, what I'm going to do, hang on. Let's take this off of here. Yep, I think we definitely we're going to need a black stripe on this. Or, well, we could do the gold, but I think the black will cover better. All right, so we're going to put this tape away. And we're going to get a different size tape. Show you what I'm going to use. Where is my thin tape? All right, I think I want to do this one. I want to do this one? I think I do. All right, let's do this. I go in here. It's not straight. I think we definitely need just a thin black strip. So we're going to take and we're going to put that there. I need to come back and turn around and we're going to come over here. Hey Karen, just putting some finishing touches on this. That's good. Could have made this a little bit longer. All right, let's make this so that it's straight. All right, and then I think I got to figure this out, y'all. I got to figure out what I want to do. I definitely want some kind of framing on the outside of this. I've got another. All right, let me think about this a minute. You like it?
Looking good.
I
like the background.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking I want to put a black stripe. I think I have to, what I have to do. How am I going to do this? Oh, I know what I have to do. Okay, I got it. All right, so now what I have to do is I have to come in here and I have to just hit the corners or the tips of this. Probably could have done that a little bit. I think this is going to be good. And then I'm going to come around here, do the same thing, cover this up. And I'm going to paint, oops, this can't be here. This cannot be here. What am I thinking? Hang on. Yeah, I gotta clip that. Let me get a pair of scissors. Can't do that. Because I need to be able to go around that corner. Okay. So we're going to do all of this. All right, let's see what we got. I'm going to turn this around, and we've got to clip this back. Do the same thing. We're going to come in here. I got to get this square. And I'll clip that off. And I got to clip this off. And then we got one more side to do, and then we will do this in black. Give it just a little bit of pop. And we're going to cut this. It's not quite straight, but I'll fix it. That's good. Let me see, I need to fix this corner here. There we go. Okay. All right, that one's good. This one's a little bit off, so I'm gonna clip that. There we go. Okay. All right, let's paint now. Get these all out of the way. All this stuff can get out of the way. And I'm going to get another paintbrush. I think I'm going to use this one this time. And let's see what we got. I just need to check it. It's a little, ooh, looks a little crooked. I think the problem is this piece right here. I think it's that is what the problem is. Okay, bring this down. That's better. All right, that's better. Yep. Okay, here we go. We're going to go with the lamp black that we had before, and put a little bit of paint on here, or a lot. And here we go. Okay, now we're going to do the frame of this. All right, here we go, y'all. Just make sure that's good and solid, stuck down really well. All right, here we go. And I'm going to do like I did before. I'm going to go from the edge of the tape into the center so that I'm not pushing the paste or the paint up under that tape. And then I'm going to do the same thing, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to smooth it out. Hopefully I didn't push it under there. Okay. All right, then we're going to turn it around. And same thing, I'm going to kind of come in here and go into the center. Turn it around. I didn't need near this much paint. Now, the kind of brush that I like to use a lot is a filbert brush. I know everybody has their favorite brushes that they like to use. Mine is, it took me a while to figure paint brushes out because it's not something that I have done for a long period of time. So I had to learn about paint brushes, and the filbert brush seems to be the one I go to the most. And it has a, see how it's rounded? I don't know, I just like that. I know everybody has a different brush for something, for a different purpose, but my go-to is usually a filbert brush. Not sure why I like it. I like the way the bristles are soft and just kind of go where you want them to go. All right, y'all, let's take this off and see what we get. Should be good. Missed a spot there, so just double checking, making sure that I got all the stuff covered. Looks like I did. Now, the last time I did this, what I did was all right, here we go. It's going in the water. I'm going to dry this just a little bit. Right there. I'll have to come back and get it. All right, let me get another brush. I'll use this one. Just that one spot there, and there was a one spot here, and a spot there, and a spot there. All right, I'm going to leave my brush out just in case. All right, here we go, y'all. Gonna lift this up and pull it. Ooh, a little bit of bleeding. So the other day when I did this, and I intentionally wanted to test this. The other day when I did the frame, I went around with the same color of the background of the piece and sealed it with that color. And this did not come out with a clean stripe on it. And so now I know that that really does make a difference, because I wanted to test this. This is kind of like a test. Hey Lisa, hope you're doing okay. All right, yep, this did not give me a nice clean edge. So what I did was I put the tape on this one here. Let me show y'all. This is like such a nice crisp line, and what I did was I put the tape on and then I painted it white, which is the color of the background, and it sealed that edge so that when I came back and did the black, there was nowhere for the black to go to. Now I'll show you the difference with this one here. Let me get this tape up. Goes this way. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a bleeding to it. So I intentionally wanted to try this to see how it would go. Probably could have tried it on a different piece, but a lot of times I'll try things as a test, but it doesn't have as near of a crisp, I'll show y'all, edge as the, I'm gonna put both of them up there so y'all can see the difference. So I will definitely be sealing it from now on. All right, let me show you. And then I need to, all right, hang on, because I got to put the, hold on just a minute. Let me get my tape. I got some tape. I think this one will be good. I want to do this up a little bit. All right, let me see. Let me dry this. Wow, what a huge difference. All right, I'm gonna just take this stuff here and put it on the back of it. Probably not a good idea to have put that right on top of my project in case that paint was still wet. But here we go. I'm gonna go dig into my card supplies, my card making supply stuff. And I'm gonna pull that off, pull this off. Here we go. And we are going to stick this right there. All right, I'm going to show y'all the difference between these two edges side by side so that I can encourage you to do what I think is going to work better. All right, here we go. Let me get this one up here. All right, let me bring y'all in. Okay, hang on. Okay. All right, so if you see how clean this edge is right here? That's because, all right, I'm going to just demonstrate this. I took the tape, and I'm going to just put a small piece of tape on here. Okay, I put the tape on here. And then what I did is, because the background is white, I took the same color paint and I went over this edge and I painted it. And then I came back over the white and painted the black. And you can see how crisp that line is? You see that? That black line? All right, this one I did not do that. And I intentionally wanted to test this to see. I'm a tester. All right, you see the bleeding in that? Can y'all see the bleeding? Let me back you up just a little bit. See that? You see how it's kind of feathery looking? All right, let me put the two up side by side so you can see the difference. See the difference? See how crisp and clean this piece is? And the stripe on this one is really kind of jagged looking. All right, so the moral of the story is that when you get, I did some research on, painting and lines and stuff like that. And I was on a painter's website, and that's what some of the painters do, is they'll put a roll of tape down, and then they will, over the edge of the tape, they will paint the color of the background. And that acts like a sealer. And then after it's sealed, you come over with the new color that you want, and you won't get that bleeding. But there is sure a huge difference. I can't even, it's amazing the difference in these two. See? I'm gonna bring this in again so you all can see this, because this is a good lesson. See how crisp those lines are? Now look at these. See the bleeding in the corner? Can y'all see that? And then also, can you see the bleeding down here underneath the line and along that? Take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot of that and then blow it up, and then take a screenshot of this one and blow that one up. Okay, let me put this one back up here in case you didn't get it. This is the this is the mistake. This is the good one. Take a screenshot and then enlarge it. And then take a screenshot of that one and enlarge it. And I'll even give you a corner. Let me give you a corner. That corner's not perfect, but let's try this corner. Look at that corner. So these are just worlds and worlds and worlds apart. So I had thought about painting over the tape, and I thought, no, I want to try this and see how it happens. And it's pretty jagged. It is definitely pretty jagged. But what I may do is, who knows, I may come in here and do like a light dry brushing of the black. I don't know. I still like this. I like the way this turned out, but I'm not happy with that line there. So lesson learned, y'all. Lesson learned. So this is what we have for today. I still like the way it turned out. I think it turned out pretty cool. And it makes a huge difference, doesn't it, Lisa? Can you see it on your end? So, I mean, this black line is just not near as crisp as the other black line, but I wanted to test it, and so now I know that from here on out, I'm going to do a, I'll seal with the background color. All right, y'all, this is today's project. Fixer of all things, and a tribute to our dads. Happy Father's Day. The ultimate father is our Father God in heaven, and Father of Jesus Christ, Yeshua, and so we are thankful that that He has always drawn us to Himself. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. I love you. Jesus loves you more, and God is the fixer of all things, isn't He? Isn't He though? All right. Have a great night and enjoy your time with your fathers. All right. Bye, y'all.